How's it going, guys? Welcome back to the Halo Rants YouTube channel, where today we're going to be talking about Halo's multiplayer situation, which is a bit of a contentious topic. There's a lot of issues with it, or what we feel are issues anyway, and this is something that pretty much 343 need to sort before the new game comes out. So, yeah, take it from there.
So, yeah, this is a thing like kind of overall. It's not just one particular issue that needs to be fixed or whatever. It's kind of a general broad system. Some of it's carried over from Bungie era. Some of it's from just how games are modernized in the past like 10 years. But
But there's just general issues that are
yeah,
just within
like
all the games, essentially.
Halo's ranked system at the moment, quite frankly, is a bit naff. It's not great. It's I mean, one of the first things I'd say about it is I have no clue what my rank actually means.
No, no,
like,
not a fucking tool.
I think you're like level 13 at the moment or whatever in Halo 3, but is that good? Is that bad? I have no clue.
Oh, you're on about the actual ranks. Like, there's two levels to it with MCC, isn't there? Because you got your social like level up rank, like the shields and
Uh,
like symbols and all that shit,
yeah,
which
they aren't
I
great
don't
either.
really get.
But
No, and
th
then your
th
actual rank is
you
just
can
out of
figure them
50,
out
isn't
at
it?
least. But with the actual like ranks, it's like, oh, you're level 12 in Halo 3 multiplayer. It's like, I don't know if that's good. I don't know what the goals are. I don't know what a high rank is. So many other games have a system where you've got like a, plat or yeah, plat, gold, bronze, or silver, bronze, whatever, or things added on, taken away from that kind of system. But it's that same general system, so
Yeah,
you know what's kind of considered good. You know what's top. You can look at the list and see what's top. This is just a number. I don't know what this number signifies, and plus the little arrows that come up with it. Like you lose a
yeah, I
game,
don't
but then you have a green up
understand.
arrow. I don't really understand what's going on with that because then there's yellow ones and red ones, and they all point in different directions. I really don't get it at all.
I'm guessing that's going to be like a win-loss type thing, but it's just not presented very
It
clearly.
is never explained to you clearly, is it?
No. I think what they've tried to do with MCC is they've sort of half-assed what you had on Halo 3. Because I remember how you leveled up in that game was you had your social XP and then you had your high skill rating. And that was brilliant because you'd reach X level in XP and then you'd have to get a certain high skill rating to then level up and progress through the ranks, which was a really good way of doing it, which is sort of what they've done here where they've separated the two, but there's no level, there's no meaning behind the levels.
Yeah.
So it's just basically your number goes higher,
You
but there's
also
no
get no.
reason.
You also get like no like, oh, I've done really well this season and gotten a high rank. I've gotten There's no reward out of it. There's no, like, when
No,
they roll out all this new stuff, they don't go, oh, here you go, here's a gold version of this helmet or something, or gold version of this gun because you did well in this season. Yeah, that'd
exactly.
be
Which
nice to get
is
some kind of reward for that. But
the only sort of places you've seen that is through like the season pass stuff. But again, that's just general sort of social play. There's no ranked element
yeah,
behind it. Anybody can go and do that. You haven't got to be like particularly skilled at the game to get those rewards.
uh, I'd say as well with another issue with the ranked system as this game is that not enough. Like, it's not made serious enough. You've got the social games, which are all the casual modes and all that, where you just kind of muck about. You can do whatever you want. But then you go into ranked, and half the time it feels the exact same. It's just
Yeah. Well, the rank feels very sort of bipolar to me. It's either you're in an incredibly tight game and like it's really like down the wire, like it's 50-49 type deal,
yeah,
or you're absolutely destroying the other team
yeah.
and they end up with like two people left.
Well, yeah, well, going into that, like, how many times have you played a ranked game and then, oh, to be fair, just a game in general, and then half of the other team leaves, or half your team leaves, or
Countless.
someone on your
It's
team's being
countless.
toxic and team killing you and stuff like that. And I swear to God, it feels like there's no punishment or repercussions for them people doing that.
Well,
Like,
realistically, there isn't. What you get if you leave the game, you get a matchmaking ban of like 5 minutes, and I guess that gets higher the more you leave and stuff.
yeah,
But in terms of like comparing it to games like Siege or something, like if you kill your teammate, you get like a friendly fire type warning thing, don't you?
Yeah,
If you then
you
do
get
it again, it kills you.
yeah, you get blocked from being able to team kill if you do it too much. I understand it's kind of a core part of Halo's gameplay, but if you have shot your teammate X amount of times, you've done X amount of damage, you should be punished for it. Same with if you say went up to your teammate and punched their shields out, and then someone on the enemy team shot them in the head, you get no punishment for that. You're not classed as the man who killed him, even though you got
No,
him killed.
which is stupid the more you think about it. But
Um,
at the same time, there's no way of really fix. Well, I don't know how they would go around actually implementing this at this stage. But it's sort of
no,
how Halo is.
yeah, I mean, I feel like it's something which kind of with how they can't really fuck around with the old Halo games. I get that, but I
No.
feel like they need. I mean, they could potentially implement it into MCC, but like, I don't know, some sort of reputation system or something where if you're seen regularly doing damage to teammates or whatever, you are put in with people who also do that. Bundle the
Yeah.
toxic people together. I know you then have the issue
That's-
of someone has a bad game, accidentally team kills a couple of people, and they get bundled into that. But if they then have good behavior
yeah,
again, they then get out of that grouping again.
yeah, you'd be able to work your way out of it. I mean, there is always the prompt, isn't there? Like you can kick people that are killing you multiple times and being assholes.
Yeah, but
But
it doesn't
again,
come
it's
up
just the
soon
other sort of
enough.
actions. Well,
It
it's the actions as well, isn't it?
yeah.
Also, in some game modes, it doesn't come up at all. Like Griffball, like there is no
Yeah,
sort
no
of booting
no
mechanic
booting
in there.
mechanic in that. And as well, that pop up is also it's like A and B to block it, or it's like confirm it or deny it. When you're trying to get back into a fight after you've just been team killed or whatever, and something intense is going down, you're just spamming whatever button you can to get rid of that pop up.
Yeah,
I feel
that's
like
true.
once again comparing it to something like Siege, where you can kind of if you kind of back out of the game a little bit and go into the scoreboard, then you can mark it as yes, this was toxic behavior, or no, this wasn't toxic behavior.
Yeah, that's true. Like, sort of leading on from that though, I guess the only way to sort of because this happens a lot to us, doesn't it? Like, there's a
Yeah,
lot of toxic stuff. I feel like we're at a particular disadvantage though in terms of the multiplayer in general because we play in Europe, and I feel like the majority of Halo players are on US servers, which
well,
makes our gameplay a little bit worse
the
anyway, just
the,
purely
the
on the connection
game
side of it.
the game will prioritize. I mean, every time we relaunch the game or whatever, half the time it pops up saying, "Oh, reset your server regions." For no reason, it's
Yeah,
just prompting you to do that, and it's kind of like it's a pain in the ass because it keeps coming up. It doesn't just come up once when you launch a game. But
no,
we have to have our regions limited to Europe because the game will automatically default us to a US server with 150 ping over a European server with 30 ping. And that ping, especially in some of the older Halos, is horrific.
oh yeah, you're lagging all over the shop.
Like you can't physically really do anything in them games because you're being shot when you've ran around the corner 10 seconds later. Like it really doesn't work well, and the game will just prioritize these US servers because obviously there's more population on them. But I would rather be put in like the game to default me into a less ping server.
Yeah, again, I guess that's something that can only get improved with the newer game. You've got to hope that Infinite being on Game Pass is going to attract more people to play it. You've
Yeah,
got to hope that people in the European sort of stage are going to sort of get onto the game and enjoy it and hopefully stick around on it. But at the very least, give it a go early doors so we can actually play some of the game
yeah.
and
But
not have lag all over the place.
I was thinking as well as like games like that, whatever, where we have horrendous ping or whatever, for whatever reason, even if it's just because we're just having even if our our internet's gone bad or whatever, we end up having to leave or something. We then
Yeah.
screw over our teammates, and there is no system to repopulate that server. Like
No, you can't join a game in progress, can you?
no, like we
Which
can't.
is
There's no
the
prompt
biggest
for us to
issue.
rejoin, which really should be a thing on ranked. You really should get a prompt to rejoin a ranked match,
Yeah.
and there's no system for this guy's left this game. Oh, here's a guy matchmaking. Let's put him in here just for the tail end of this game, just so it isn't a complete like train wreck of a game. But yeah, I feel like they do need kind of once they set up a game, they just leave that game running. That whatever happens in that game happens. There's no system for amending what happens in there.
So it's essentially need some sort of like monitoring sort of system in the sense where obviously if something like that does happen, there's a way to either fix it or if it's a ranked game or any game of particular importance, you just actually limit any sort of loss you can have from it. I suppose would be another way of doing it.
Like with the ranked games as well. I remember the other day, me and you were playing a ranked game, and two of the people on the enemy team were AFK off the bat and then got kicked for being idle. The match still went on. The match still played out, even though the opposition were down to 2 men, like off the bat. They never had a chance in that game. And
no, and
it really messes with the game, and like that game weren't really enjoyable for us, even though we were kind of dominating them. It's like you're running around for 10 minutes trying to find someone just because there's so few people in the actual lobby.
Well, it doesn't only like cost people their ranks though. It will just make you not want to play the game, won't it? Like if you can't just almost like a similar system to Overwatch, if you can't just cancel the game when you lose a player, there's not really I don't know, you put off then playing it again.
You don't then immediately go back and go, we'll matchmake for another one.
Exactly. So there's definite room for improvement there. But you got any other sort of concluding thoughts on this?
Kind of going back maybe to the reputation system or something. I feel like a similar vein to the rank system or whatever. It'd be good to reward players who have been having good behavior. Doesn't have to be much, just a little XP drop, maybe a bonus season credit or something.
Yeah, I suppose so.
Or whatever, however they're monetizing and dealing with Infinite, just kind of adapt it for that game. But there's definitely a lot of potential in what they can do to make Infinite's multiplayer a lot more user friendly, and I feel like it has to be if it's on Game Pass, because you're going to have a lot of people on that game. That game's going to be big when that drops, and there's going to be a lot of people on it. Not everyone's going to be friendly and helpful to the community.
Well, not only that, you're going to want to retain the people that you get, because you've got to think with Infinite, you're going to have all the players that play Halo currently, they're all used to this shit. You're going to have a lot of new people coming in with Infinite, and if you want to retain that level of sort of
there are standards in games
essentially, you're going to have to sort of sharpen up a little bit.
That Infinite needs to adhere to, and if it doesn't, it's going to cause problems. It's going to cause a lot of problems.
Yeah. But anyway, that was what we thought about the multiplayer in Halo. Generally the 343 side, which has gone a little bit worse. But anyway, that's another video. Thank you guys ever so much
Sweep
for
that
watching.
under the rug.
just we'll get onto that another day. But thanks ever so much for watching. Make sure you like, subscribe, all that shit. You know what you're doing. You're on YouTube. And we'll see you guys in the next one.
See you guys later.